40-30.
Yeah, Pete Sampras says he's played with that same racket since he was 14 years old. You mentioned one of the original Wilson Pro Staff models.
Before that, he used a white Kneissel mid-size. One of the great stories, going from a two-hand backhand to a one-hand backhand. To be the best player in the world, and obviously it has worked. 2 years he couldn't hit a ball with that shot. Everybody and his mother was beating him up. And it all turned around. Great story for juniors. He wanted to be the world's best player, and he molded his game with the serve, his ground strokes, and his volleys.
And great touch like that. What a play.
He wasn't worried about winning in the 12s and 14s. And his game started to mold at 15 and 16, and this is one of the great shots. Not only the power, but the feel. Didn't try to overhit it, just the angle produced the winner.
Game Sampras.
Another ace, making number 18. He has held serve to begin this third set. When we come back, he will try to tie it up at 1-all. Third set from Toronto. Terrible weather yesterday turned into a beautiful evening tonight, thankfully, because we had some great tennis to watch and enjoy on ESPN and ESPN2 from the 1998 Du Maurier Open. Agassi storming through that second set 6-1, but Pete Sampras, after the bathroom break, perhaps he needed it, perhaps gamesmanship, but a different Pete Sampras to begin the third set.
Well, Pete Sampras needed that hold. He needed the hold at 5-0 down in the second. He's smart. Don't just fall into this rope-a-dope style. You have to stay solid if you're Andre Agassi.
What a year he had in '95. He won 4. 13 straight matches, 2 straight tournaments in which he hadn't lost a set until today against Ivan Izovic here on center court. He's won 4 tourneys in all this year.
13.
See how Andre Agassi is trying to open up the court, hitting short angles off the backhand side, pulling Pete Sampras off the court. See, if you go to the forehand, Pete Sampras can pull the trigger and hit some great shots. Off the backhand, he doesn't have the strength. It's more of a possession shot. This is a weapon. Gets the racket back and levels it out.
Then he'll crush the winner up the line. Last play we saw Agassi with very little backswing. Still couldn't react to it. Nothing he could do on that.
Now 30-all. Pete Sampras looking pretty good.
43rd winner. For the
That's
pistol.
out.
40-30.
Pete doesn't like it, but that sailed wide. Knows how the level of play is, and all of a sudden picked up. Right after the first set, we were smoking. The second set, Pete got tired early, took a dive, and now he's back.
And we are back on serve. Third set, 1-all. Pete Sampras needing a victory here to the semis and through. Needs the championship. Try to keep that number down. It's awfully high. To retain number 1 in the world, he has to win in Toronto.
Andre showing no sense of fatigue out there. He really was on top of that drop volley. Just didn't execute the shot. But he's very quick around the court, always on his toes, leaning forward. Never on his heels. Never killing grass.
Dean Love. Even on the hard courts.
Even on the hard courts. You know, that grass that comes up through the cracks.
Right.
That's my court at home.
15-all.
15-all. I thought you and Murphy had learned by now how to maintain court.
We can't even string rackets.
11 double faults for Pete Sampras.
Nice shot. And Pete Sampras just didn't cover it. He stood in the middle of the court waiting for an Agassi backhand pass cross court.
15-30.
And Agassi threads the needle down the line. Look how he stays down with that backhand. Too many times players pull up and lose a lot of pace on that passing shot.
Big chance for Agassi. A slight opening. Can he widen it? Or maybe a double break point in his future.
Nice shot down the line again. Sampras having to guess. Great example of how you set up a serve and volleyer. Get the return low. Don't worry about hitting winners. Make the volleyer hit up, and then you have all the options on the passing shot.
Trying for his 4th successful break point. 1 happened in the first set, 2 in the second.
Agassi can turn the lights out. He can convert here. Nice backhand from Sampras. It's the only shot he had. His feet were dead in the court.
14.
The ball was in on his body. He had to muscle it down the line for a winner.
Emotional Brad Gilbert saying, I just can't believe that shot. Still a break point. 34. And the net on the way through. Blistering return from Agassi. He has the opening he needs. A break of Pete Sampras, the world's #1, our top seed, in a heap of trouble against the A-Train. Winner of 13 straight matches. He now has Pete Sampras against the ropes. A 2-1 lead. 3rd set up a break on the world's #1. Our Gateway Tournament updates. Serve and volley clash. Head-to-head tomorrow on ESPN. Rafter and Henman, the 3rd and 7th seed in the semifinals. Krychek will play the winner of this match tomorrow night on ESPN2. Luke and I will have the call for you.
15 love.
Well, Andre Agassi and his camp have to be so proud with the way he's moving his feet. And it's almost a moral victory for him because
he got to it, but Sampras the final answer.
for Andre Agassi, when you're running those sprints and you're sacrificing, you're going, will this pay off?
15 all.
And this is a great point. Even though he loses it, he goes from 7 feet behind the baseline, trucks this one down, but it's just the effort. Just grinding out there, the extra balls. It's all paid off for him, and he's moving up.
30-15.
30-15. Inching closer here in the 3rd set with 100 tour points this week in Toronto, and he's well on his way to that. He'll have himself a top 10 ranking once again. What a story for Andre Agassi.
Well, for beating the world #1 player, if he can convert this match, he's going to get 50 right away.
30 all.
And I promise you, Krychek and the rest of the field know that Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras are the 2 best players right now.
Couldn't convert the forehand volley.
That could have really helped
40,
Pete Sampras if he converted that forehand volley. That would have been a winner, giving him a break point. Instead, Andre Agassi leaning on the world #1, forcing the issue.
Maybe not world #1 for long. Marcelo Rios of Chile is waiting to take him over for the 2nd time this year.
Game Agassi.
And South America, they got a little bit happier.
Agassi leads by 3 games to 1.
3-1 Agassi, 3rd set. Up a break on the world's #1.
If the lady isn't here yet, she's showing up to start singing. And Pete Sampras has to do something drastic in the next few games, starting right here with his serve.
Yeah, no fooling around now. He has got to hold for 2-3 and at least give himself a chance to break back.
Love 15.
Not the way to start that. We talked about Rios. Hot on the heels of Pete Sampras, 106 points behind. And because he loses points due to the scheduling being different at Toronto this year compared to Cincinnati last year, that Cincy result doesn't count. He loses 520 points because he won Cincinnati last year. Bottom line, it's complicated. He is not #1 if he doesn't win here. 19 aces for Pete Sampras.
I think right now Pete Sampras feels like he's breathing through a straw. He's not worried about that world #1 ranking. He just wants to get out of here without cramping up.
30-15.
A good example, Sampras on a good day, on any normal day, would have went up and smashed that one, getting some air time. But this time just going with the easy flow, knocking it off, staying on the ground.
Second serve. Sampras down 1-3, in trouble.
Sampras doesn't have any gas left. What can you do? He just doesn't have enough gas to go for that shot.
30.
Normally he's going to shift it into another gear. When Andre hits this shot, now watch Sampras just stop. Turn the keys off. Shut it down. 15, oh, 30 all, I'm sorry.
Again, that first serve percentage way down. Second
13,
as well.
14.
Yikes. He's got himself 12 double faults in this match. Second of the set. And now what could be the final dagger through the world's #1.
Thank you.
Brad Gilbert, the coach of Andre Agassi, can't wait.
Deuce.
Not quite.
That served just over 100 miles an hour, and Pete Sampras is laboring.
Advantage. Agassi.
There's nothing on that backhand. The slice, the topspin. He has to use all of his energy just to drive it deep into the court. Now facing another break point.
Trying for his 5th break of the match against Pete Sampras and his great serve. That's unheard of.
Game Agassi.
The knife, the dice, Andre Agassi is going for it.
Brad Gilbert loves it. So does Andre Agassi. He'll go for the knockout punch and try to eliminate the world's #1 when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Center court here in Toronto, Demore Open. Dave Ron alongside Luke Jensen. Our presentation of this Mercedes Super 9 event here on ESPN2. Pete Sampras, world #1 and top seeded player in Toronto, has his back to the wall. Any kind of cliche you want to use, he's in trouble. Look at all the unforced errors for Pete Sampras. Normally so solid, Luke.
So tired. He's a guy that
Thank you,
goes
ladies and
for it
gentlemen.
anyway, but when you don't have the feet and the gas in the tank, you're not going anywhere, and Pete Sampras is out of gas.
So Agassi a stranglehold on the world's #1. Can he finish the job? He thinks so. Shots like that.
Well, Andre Agassi now, of course, in the driver's seat.
15 low.
It's tough for Pete Sampras to have to check out of points because he's a proud champion. His last few minutes here just aching inside.
30 low.
Because he knows he has the game to win. Just physically, he's not there yet. It's going to take him Cincinnati. It's going to take him Indianapolis or New Haven, whichever he's playing, to get it going.
40 low.
4 aces, 2 in a row. Andre Agassi taking no prisoners here. He realizes very well.
Thank you.
He has got Sampras down and out.
Well, when both players were at their peak in the first set, Sampras came out victorious and actually had a lot of opportunities to make it a bigger lead.
Game Agassi.
But Agassi hung in there, and the fitness has paid off.
Agassi leads by 5 games to 1.
Andre Agassi 1 game shy of knocking off Sampras for the second time in 3 meetings this year. Sampras will serve and try to save face a bit, at least hold here for 2-5, but as Luke is well documented, knowing these players well on the tour, Pete is out of gas.
15 low.
Low. 20th ace for Pete Sampras. That's at least one stat he can be pretty proud of tonight.
Bottom line is winning for Pete Sampras, and he knows that he needs to get into playing shape. He's got time. He'll take the week off for the U.S. Open to prepare.
40 low.
The next few weeks are crucial. The first set was awesome. Serving, returning, moving. He'll be back. We'll see him a lot next week.
Game Sampras.
3 aces in the game. 22 now for the match. However, when we come back, Andre Agassi tries to put away the world's #1 and win the match in Toronto. $10,000 plus. Center court here in Toronto, the Demore Open here on ESPN2. Andre Agassi 1 step shy, serving for the match, and a spot into the semifinals to play Richard Krajicek.
Low 15.
Pete Sampras, at least for now, has other ideas. Gets a break. Hasn't had many of the good fortune
13
plays go his way in this match. So it's love 30.
Thank you.
I guess he just wants to get out of here. Finish it out.
15-30.
Not even making an attempt there. There's no question the tank is on E. Barely playing on fumes right now is Pete Sampras. No effort to go get that. 30 all. Sampras in trouble. Agassi 2 points away. Make it 1.
40-30.
Pete Sampras will fall from #1 in a matter of moments. Andre Agassi will win his 14th straight match.
He's ready. Thank you.
He has been dominant.
Game 7 match, Agassi.
It continues in Toronto.
6-1, 6-2.
Marcelo Rios of Chile will take over as the new world #1. Maybe that man, the A-Train Andre Agassi, is on his way to being top-ranked again. He is on fire. And this huge crowd in Toronto, always appreciative of the tenacity and the showmanship of Andre Agassi. Very appreciative. But at the same time, that Pete Sampras, his great run at #1 ends. We'll have more from Toronto in a moment here on ESPN2. The match point for Agassi and the celebration. He's off to the semis. The quarterfinal is a final from the Demore Open in Toronto. 6-2 in the third for Agassi. Down to Luke Jensen with a happy winner, Andre Agassi.
Thanks, Dave. Andre, long day today, but you came out strong. Dropped 2 sets. What's going on?
Well, you know, I mean, I had 2 rough matches back-to-back, and I think both were playing well for the set they took off me, and I just had to step it up. And, you know, it's me. You're just fortunate to get through a day like this the way I did.
Was it hard to play Ivanisevic, the lefty, and then go against the righty Sampras?
it's hard to play Ivanisevic, period. It's hard to play Sampras, period. Back-to-back, it's nearly impossible.
Were you surprised that Sampras ran out of gas?
No, it's, you know, I mean, he had a rough first match, too. I mean, 7-6, 6-2. The first set was pretty brutal. But, you know, Pete hasn't played much since Wimbledon, you know, and he came out here, even though he's hitting the ball well, fitness is always a big key when you get back to the hard courts. And, you know, I've been playing a few weeks in a row. I'm fit. I feel ready. I'm sure he'll be plenty more fit come U.S. Open time.
Is there anything you want to improve before tomorrow?
I just, you know, go get a good night's sleep.
Go get him, buddy.
Yeah, I'll be ready tomorrow.
Krajicek tomorrow. What do you? Another big server. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, I mean, Krajicek is a tough player. He can certainly play well from serve and volley standpoint, and he also can take such big chances from the ground. So I got to make sure I'm picking up the ball well, returning well. It seems like everybody serves great these days, so I just got to step it up. And you know, I think if I'm seeing the ball well, I'll be all right.
The Punisher's back, baby.
Thanks.
Back to you, Dave.
Luke, thanks. 26-4 career record at the Demore Open for Andre Agassi. Well, our coverage continues tomorrow afternoon on ESPN. Coverage of the Demore Open as Pete Sampras goes down to Andre Agassi. Tomorrow, Rafter Henman on ESPN, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Then on ESPN2, Andre Agassi tries for his 15th straight win as he takes on Krajicek. Next, it's the NFL tonight here on ESPN2. Now for the entire ESPN2 tennis crew, my broadcast partner, Luke Jensen. This is Dave Ryan saying so long from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and the National Tennis Center at York University. Big time win for Andre Agassi. He's off to the Final Four of Toronto. This has been a presentation of ESPN2, along with ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.